Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant on The Covenant, starring Jake Gyllenhaal as a soldier who has to repay a debt. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 10, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. From Guy Ritchie. I like Guy Ritchie, and this looks good. Looks like the kind of movie he could really sink his teeth in to, a little higher, more highbrow than normal for him. And I like this shot. Look at this shot right here. There's Jake talking to the interpreter, and the premise is Jake Gyllenhaal was a soldier in, what to say, Afghanistan. Yeah, Taliban, Afghanistan, and he had an interpreter, and he's doing missions and whatnot. And one of their missions goes kablooey, and everybody gets killed. Jake Gyllenhaal gets messed up, and the interpreter saves his life. Like, it's just him and the interpreter. So he drags him across the desert. He saves his life, and he ends up going home. But now the interpreter is stuck. I'm guessing this takes place, after the pullout. Now the interpreter is in trouble because he helped him, and him and his family are in a rough spot. So Jake Gyllenhaal goes back to Afghanistan, and he has to help him alone. And so it's a secret mission to save the guy who saved him. And yeah, good setup, solid setup, right? So Jake Gyllenhaal returns to Afghanistan, and he's got to kill a bunch of dudes to save the guy who saved him. Despite all his resources and money and skills, it's going to be a crazy time. The Taliban will be after him. He's going to have to kill a gazillion guys, and he's a one-man army. So, yeah. I'm not sure, does this take place before the pullout, maybe? Maybe. Because the pullout was relatively recent, but either way, it's a good movie. Good movie concept. Solid. All right. So, who produced this? Guy Ritchie produced it. Who wrote it? Do we have a, I think, writer? I mean, they said writer and director. He is a writer and director, though. Let's see, does it say? I don't think it says. Covenant. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Yeah, I guess it must be him, right? Filmed by Guy Ritchie. Yeah, so he directed it. I think he wrote it, too. He must have. And he produced it as well. Yeah, there it is. Written by Guy Ritchie, Ivan Atkinson, and Marn Davis. Directed by Guy Ritchie. I knew it. I knew it would be in there. So Atkinson is one of the producers. And, okay, and the other guy, my guess is Marn Davies is the screenwriter. Because, look, it's a group project. I'm not throwing any shade at anybody, but this is kind of the way it works. Guy Ritchie is the director. He wants to do certain things, right? Ivan Atkinson is the producer, a producer. He wants to do certain things too. They work together already. They probably already work with Marn. I'm just suggesting that probably Marn Davies is the guy who's actually sitting in front of the computer writing the damn thing. He's taken all of Guy Ritchie's things and Ivan's things. No, we got to shoot at this dam. It'll be cool. That kind of stuff. And then they all sit down together and go through the script and go, okay, Jake Gyllenhaal wants to do this scene or that scene, or this will be a good thing for him to do. And, we're going to have, 5 guys instead of 10. And, we want to make this thing authentic. And Marn does the research, and he shoots back with, no, this is how they would have run the operation. Maybe he wrote a book. I don't know. So this is how it kind of rolls. And they get writing credits because, there is some writing there. If Guy Ritchie says, no, we have to have a scene, maybe it was his initial pitch. Can we do this? Where he has to go back to Afghanistan. What time period would that make sense? Marn is probably the guy going through the actual history going, okay, it would have to take place during these events. And what is, he would probably be the guy to make the decision. Can this movie take place after the pullout, or does it have to take place before, right? Do we need, the U.S. Army to actually save him at some point, or is he still operating with the Taliban there, where he's completely cut off with maybe other armies there besides the Taliban, like the Chinese army, maybe, or something like that. Yeah, the dynamic is cool. So first act is going to be, I don't know. It looks like it rolls out basically in order of the events that took place. So maybe the first act is Jake Gyllenhaal in country. He goes on this mission. He remembers the interpreter. Maybe it's told in flashback, but the first act mostly about how the interpreter saved his life, right? And then in the flashback, Jake Gyllenhaal is not dealing with it well, or he gets word that the interpreter and his family are really screwed. They weren't airlifted out. They're stuck in Afghanistan. The Taliban targeted this guy because of him. So he goes and tries to do things through the regular authority. In the beginning of the second act, the Army can't help you, man. Can't help you. We're out of there. We've got some operations, but there's nothing much we could do. We're trying to get him out, whatever. Stonewalling, till finally Jake reaches the conclusion, I have to go back there myself. So about midway through the movie, he gears up. He goes back, spreads around a lot of bribes, or sneaks in the country somehow using contacts he has. He gets into Afghanistan, hides his face, but they're interested in him. They know him. They're hunting him too. He's hunting for the interpreter. He has some people that he can trust, but can he really trust them? He doesn't know, and maybe he gets betrayed. He gets hunted. Eventually, he finds the interpreter, and the end of the movie is, I don't know. Maybe he returns the favor. He saves the guy. He and his he gets him in a truck and drives him across a border, or they get to a plane or whatever. I would like to think it's a happy movie ending. Maybe. I would like to see that. It could be a very sad one. It could be. Unlikely. I mean, that would be kind of a downer ending, right? Like, he goes all the way back there. It turns out guy's been dead the whole time, and it was just a ploy to get him there, and then they kill him. That would suck, but you could pull that off in this sort of like war sucks kind of way. I would think with Guy Ritchie it'd be more of a happier ending. He saves him, maybe at the cost of his own life, because he can't integrate back home anyway, and he figures, well, at least somebody will survive this. I should have died there. I made the wrong decision, or that kind of thing. I don't know. It looks a bit dreary for Guy Ritchie, but he also does a lot of movies where it's very gritty, so maybe it just looks that way. Maybe that's part of the selling point to get you on board with, oh man, the odds are really against this guy. So then when you do have a happy ending, you come out of the movie, it's like, oh, thank God he survived. I mean, that's a good ploy too when you think about it. You're using the audience's expectations through the trailer, through the marketing to, to sell them the ending. It's something that should be done. The marketing people really should do more deep dives into the movies they're actually promoting, because they should play on the audience's expectations, so the ending's a surprise, and especially if it's a good ending. So, but that could hurt the marketing too, right? It looks like a dreary movie, then people maybe don't go see it. But I think this has a lot of appeal. It takes place during a war that people know. It's not taking place during Vietnam, which is now too far in the rear view. So, yeah, I could see people supporting this. And Jake Gyllenhaal's a good lead. Good lead. He looks good in this. He looks like a soldier. He's the right age. He's got this world-weary look on him, on his face. So I think this can work. Yeah. And I'm a big Guy Ritchie fan, so I want this movie to be good. So my own prejudice are definitely in this mix. He looks a little bit like Joe Rogan, doesn't he? Joe Rogan with a beard. So yeah, I would totally see this movie. Is it? Here's the write-up. A bond, a pledge, a commitment. Jake Gyllenhaal and Dar Salim, I think he's the interpreter, starring Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Watch the official trailer now. Only in theaters in April. Okay, so there's an April release. It's an okay time to release this, I would say. Good, you got all the stats here. This is what you need on a friggin' trailer. It drives me nuts when they don't put this stuff. It drives me nuts. You have to put these links in. Even if you're just, I don't know, reposting the damn trailer, put the damn links in and all the info so we know. So we know what the hell it is when it comes out. Yes. Hey, he's got a Ben Franklin picture in the background. Look at that. Yeah, I would definitely go see this. I don't know if I'd see it in the movies just because I'm so broke, but April's not a bad time. Yeah, things are starting to warm up. People want to go out. I might wait for a couple of reviews, but I think in general, yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant coming in April. And that's it for me, Tony D. And Little Joan. Check me out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. I'll be at the Trainwreck Distillery today, Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Hope to see you there in Mount Holly, and we'll see you in the next one.